Greetings, Questers. I've decided today to give you guys a small little preview of one of the features that I'm working on, because it's been taking a little bit longer than I would like, which is typical for pretty much any feature that I'm writing for everybody. But this is a basic review of some of the changes coming down the pipe, and should be able to expect this pretty soon, probably hopefully in the next week or two. So what I've been doing is working on the battle maps, as this whole update has been called the Cartographers update. So we're working on trying to improve the tools and the functionality of the battle map across the board. And the first thing I really wanted to do was break down each of the maps into multiple layers. And so with that, we now have a new section under the map settings called layers, of which you can edit each layer. You can hide individual layers, you can rename them, you can reorder them, you can delete them, and you can add as many as you wish. Now, the intention of this is so that you can create very complex maps using some art assets of your own, or maybe you have a tile system that you'd like to use, or maybe you just want to have something as simple as you just have some traps that you want to throw down. There is many more features planned for what's going on here, so this is just a preview. And I'm not entirely 100% sure if it's going to include everything that I want, or if it's going to, come out as a more piecemeal way. So I think I will probably release this in a way that has bits of the features as we go forward, and it will get better and better. But this way I can give this and put this into your hands sooner rather than later. So with that, let's say you have a wonderful dungeon. Now, this dungeon was created by my good friend Doc, and it's a really cool design. But let's say I wanted to do something like, I want to have some more rocks or some more debris on here, because I kind of want to mess it up a little bit. So I can simply just come here and click Add Layer, and it'll give me a new layer. I can simply rename this to say Rock Layer, and then I click the little confirm button, and it gives the name as I need it. Now I can change the position of it, so maybe I want it to actually go back here, and it'll go underneath the traps layer. And I'll show you how that'll be beneficial in a moment. And so I can simply take an art asset that I want. I'm going to take some rocks that I have. I'm simply going to drag them right over on top, and you're going to see it pop right in. It takes a second to upload. I do plan on having an uploader progress system, so you can actually see what's going on and be able to manage and maintain what's actually being pushed up to the server in terms of assets. I actually should have selected edit before I did that, so let's try that one more time. And now you can see there's a new rock here, and I'll zoom in and I can move the rock around, and let's say I want to put it here. I have a rotate tool. I can simply rotate it as I see fit. And I also have a resize tool, so I can maybe make it a bit bigger. Maybe I'll make it right here in the corner. And so with that, you know, I can add a ton of different assets that will come very easily and allow me to maintain, you know, whatever size I want, any rotation that I want, and to include things like being able to change the order of rendering, so it'll be, you know, top to bottom. Maybe I want these rocks to go underneath this one. I'll be adding those features and those controls here very soon. And so that's what I've been working on to give you guys a really powerful update to the map editor. And all of your current maps will just get converted right over into this new layer called the base layer. So any maps that you currently have will get put right in there, and then you'll be able to add anything on top of them that you see fit. And you'll see things like art assets like this, you know, even simple things that were just used for other things I can throw right in. So let me go over to the traps layer. Yes, it's a Star Wars joke. It's a trap. So, you know, I can resize this. I can make it as big as I want, or make it as little as I want. I can rotate it however I want, so on and so forth. I can have traps. I can use the traps to hide the layer, so I can hide all the traps if I want to. I will have individual object hiding, so I can select an object and be able to hide it individually, so that you can do things like complex layers with traps and other various things that you want to hide from players during runtime. Now, the other thing that I thought was a really useful feature of this is that you can now start to craft and create dungeons. If you have something that has a lot of tiles, it will give you the ability to grab these tiles and lay them flat out, and then you can actually start to customize certain dungeon crawls for yourself without having to do a lot of work. And so I'll switch over to this layer, and you'll see that I have this, and I can simply grab it, I can rotate it and resize it, all these kinds of things. Things like grid snapping and all that kind of stuff will be completely available, and it'll make it really easy for you to be able to progress through creating a really cool dungeon with very little effort. Just drop it in, size it, drag it to the right point, you know, hook everything up together, and you're all set. And that's pretty much what I've been working on with the new Cartographers update. There's going to be a lot more features. There's going to be a lot more features that cover a ton of small details that will improve over time. But I'm hoping to get this out to you guys in the next week or so. And with that, thanks for stopping by. Keep questing.